Well, good day everybody, and welcome to my channel Whisky Journey. Today I've got another single malt Scotch whisky review for you guys, and I'm staying in Islay and trying out yet another Caol Ila, and this bottle right here. What I'll do is I'll do a review of this bottle first, and then we'll do a comparison between this bottle here, which was my previous review, the 17-year-old from Halcyon Spirits. So this bottle up for review today is from Gordon Macphail, as part of their Connoisseurs choice range. And be honest, I've never had any Connoisseurs choice range from Gordon Macphail before, so this is a new experience for me personally. So this particular bottle, 17 years of age, much like the one from Halcyon Spirits. And I'll give you a little bit more information on the bottle itself. So this is a 2006 distillate. Maturation was first full sherry puncheon. Cask number is 306193. 151 bottles only. Cask strength 58.3% ABV. Non-chill filtered natural color as well. Okay, so it comes in a nice presentation box as well. And I'm interested to see how it differs from this one. So my bet for this one was that this was bourbon cask maturation, definitely. So this one, full maturation in a sherry puncheon. If you look at the two drams though, color-wise, I would say they pretty much look the same. So quite interesting that this is quite light. I would have expected something a bit darker in the glass, to be honest. Having said that, perhaps that's not too bad a thing. I prefer, in my drams, I definitely prefer less cask influence. So as long as we get some of the sherry notes coming through, I'll be quite happy. Okay. So yeah, let's just get straight into the tasting notes, guys, and see what we get with this one right here then. So this is the 17-year-old from Gordon Macphail, sherry puncheon. So on to the nose first. Okay, some red fruits definitely on the initial smell. I'm definitely getting red fruits, some black currants as well. A lot of peat as well, barbecued meat sort of smokiness as well, which is lovely. In this one as well, it's interesting. There's a bit of mustiness, almost an earthiness, an earthy quality to it, definitely. And definitely almost a barnyard farmy sort of style, typical of Bruichladdich, Springbank. Definitely get that, but there's definitely this beautiful mustiness on the initial, when you nose it, you get that mustiness. There's a nutty quality as well. And also interesting as well, the peat comes across as almost medicinal. There's an iodine type character to this as well, which is quite interesting. Normally with Caol Ila, when I nose Caol Ila and taste Caol Ila, it comes across as more a vegetal style peat. This one definitely comes across almost like Laphroaig, got that iodine character, which is lovely and different. There's a herbal quality as well to this as well. Difficult to sort of pinpoint exactly what I mean by that, but definitely herbs, spices, almost like Christmas cake vibe going on there as well. But balanced beautifully by the smokiness. Yeah, medicinal, definitely almost like balm type character to this as well. A bit of wood. Almost a slight mentholated note as well. Very, very slight though, not in any way, shape or form intrusive, in my opinion. So quite a lot going on with this. Maybe tiny hints of vanilla too, but definitely dominated by that red fruit character and that almost medicinal quality to this. Lovely. Right, let's just get straight into the palate then and See what we get on the taste. Maritime influence in the finish there. Smoked fish, sea salt, sea spray, salty. Burning embers, smokiness. Red fruit, a little bit of honey. That's just lovely. Initial arrival, it's a fairly oily consistency in the mouth. Some spiciness, some pepper spice there, definitely on the front end. Greeted with red fruits, blackcurrant jam, citrus, oranges, tobacco leaf as well. Nuttiness, definitely. So definitely the sherry cask influence coming out. And then comes all that, excuse me, that wave of peat and smoke. Iodine, definitely. Reminds me of Lafroig. Definitely, in my opinion, more of a iodine type style peat as opposed to that sort of vegetal type peat. You still get herbal quality and vegetal notes on the back end, but definitely comes across, as I said, more of iodine, definitely medicinal quality. In the finish, that maritime influence comes out a bit as well. So sea spray, smoked fish, and those types of qualities. More smoke on the end as well. And slowly, there's also a mineral type character as well. Some sort of pebbles, that sort of slate. Definitely a mineral sort of character to this. That is absolutely gorgeous. It's lovely. Very, very good. Excellent. Great development. Alcohol integration. It is a bit spicy, but I don't really feel that that's alcohol related. I just feel that that's more spiciness you get from a barrel. I did try this. I've only had a couple of drams from this. I did try this with water. And to be absolutely honest, I think the dram kind of fell apart with adding water. So I'm not going to bother adding water. I thought adding water the mouthfeel became quite thin and just not as flavorful as it is a cask strength, in my opinion, in my personal opinion. So if you do decide to get this, I would refrain from adding water. Sure, you can add water just to try it out, and maybe you'll like it, but for me personally, a bit thin. So excellent development on this one. Really, really good. The sherry notes are there. I'm definitely getting the red fruit notes, the nuttiness, maybe some dry fruit character as well, a bit of mustiness, but it doesn't dominate the spirit, in my opinion, in any way. You're still getting loads and loads of peat and smoke with that maritime influence, but as I've said to you, definitely more a medicinal quality on this bottle, in my opinion, with that sort of iodine element, which is a bit unusual. As I said, with Caol Ila, definitely more vegetal sort of experience I would normally get, but this is a little bit different and interesting for that, in my opinion. And also some salt, some brine as well, definitely on the end. Okay, so excellent bottle, in my opinion. Okay, I'm just going to have a quick sip of water and then we'll try the Halcyon Spirits and see what the differences are. Okay, so onto the Halcyon Spirits. So this is also 17 years of age, much like this one. except this one I believe, they don't state it, but I think that this is bourbon or American hogshead or something like along those lines. Let's just get into the tasting notes of this one then quickly and see what the difference is. Okay, so straight away, completely different profile. More sweet, more caramel, and vanilla, definitely vanilla pods, vanilla cream, vanilla custard creams. Straight away, completely different, far sweeter on the nose than this one. You're still getting the smoky barbecued meats and peat. I would suggest that the peat is definitely more prominent on the Gordon Macphail release at the front end. This one, it's a bit more in the background. Yeah, definitely more in the background. It's definitely, the dram on the nose is definitely dominated by that vanilla custard sort of note. Definitely some maritime influence as well. It kind of doesn't have that that mustiness or and that sort of earthy barnyard farminess that I get from the Gordon Macphail release. So on the nose, personally, as much as I like the vanilla pod and the custard sort of profile with the barbecue meats, I prefer the Gordon Macphail release on the nose. This one has definitely got more peat and smoke with that blackcurrant red fruit character more in the background. This one has definitely got more of the vanilla up front with some of the peaty elements. I mean, both smell good, but on the nose I definitely prefer Gordon Macphail release. Right, on to the taste. It's got a lovely finish as well. So on the palate, I would say that this is creamier than the Gordon Macphail, maybe a tad thicker in the mouthfeel, greeted with all that peat and smoke up front, pepper spice, tobacco leaf, vanilla pods, vanilla custard, vanilla cream, salt, brine, lead the way, and then mid palate you get to that maritime influence taking over with sea spray, sea salt, salted caramel, and then in the finish, smoky, peaty, vegetal style peat. Does not have the medicinal aspect that I get from this one. It doesn't quite have that iodine sort of note. Perhaps you could say more classic Caol Ila. Finish is starting to fade slowly. More smoke, more caramel notes. Very, very good. Excellent as well. Really, really good. On the palate, it's quite difficult to say which one I prefer. But as an experience overall, both excellent. But if I had to choose a bottle between the two, I would go for the Gordon Macphail. I think that it's got a better nose for me personally. It's less sweet. Get more of the elements that I like in my drams. So there's more earthiness, there's that farmy character that you get from Brook Laddie, Port Charlotte, I get that. There's more peat up front on the nose, on the palate, maybe not quite as creamy a mouthfeel as the Halcyon Spirits. But as I said, more that iodine character coming out, which is a twist in my opinion, a little bit of a surprise, which I really, really like. I mean, I love the Caol Ila vegetal style peat, but this one just is a little bit different and kind of changes your perception slightly, I think. It's not what you're expecting. The sherry class influence remains in the background for me. There is that the red fruits, so the nuttiness, the blackcurrant notes, but it's all about the smoke, the peat, and that medicinal type quality and maritime influence, with the blanket of sherry creating, more aspects, more contrast to the dram. So it's not drowned out by the sherry. And as you can see, as I said earlier, the color difference, I mean, it's very similar. You would have expected this to be, for a first full sherry puncheon, a lot darker, but I'm glad that it came out the way it did, because it allows the spirit to shine out more. So yeah, somewhat surprised by this one, guys. This Gordon Macphail release is great, excellent. Price wise, very close. This one is ever so slightly more expensive, but not by a great deal. Am I glad I've got both? Absolutely. I think they both give, they're ultimately both rewarding, but as I said, my choice, if I only had to pick one, would be the Gordon Macphail 2006. Okay. All right, guys. So anyway, that about wraps things up for my review and comparison and tasting. So if you enjoy my content, guys, then please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It's always appreciated. But not much else to say, folks, except have a fantastic day. I will be doing another Caol Ila review soon. I've got a 15-year-old Gordon Macphail that I want to review as well. That one's American Hogshead, so that will be interesting. Okay, guys, take care. Cheers.